Hey everybody, it's Miss Day. So I wanted to talk to you about making paper mache masks. So what I have here is a design that's kind of based on a Japanese character. And of course I started drawing, in the wrong spot on the paper. Anyway, hopefully you can see here, this is my frontal view of my character. So this is frontal. And then this is my profile view. Okay, so this is my side view. So there would be like a strap that goes around right here to hold it onto your head. Okay, so this is my side view. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that I know what my character is supposed to look like from the side so I can see how to build this part out. Okay? All right, so let's start with some strips of cardboard. So I've cut a lot of strips of cardboard here. You need quite a bit. So you can see I've got a whole pile. I would say you need 20 strips. So I would go ahead and cut 20 strips before I ever started putting anything together. So I'm going to take these two strips and I'm actually going to tape them together. I'm going to tape them together right here because I need this to be a little bit longer than what it is. And I also need to set up my tape, all right? So you need to have about 20 strips of cardboard, and you also need to have 20 pieces of tape. And what I usually do is, I hope you can see this, is I tear the strip about this size, and then I put it on the edge of the table, and I just have all my strips of tape set up on the edge of the table here so that I don't have to stop every time and tear a piece of tape off the roll. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make this mask by building an armature out of these cardboard strips. Okay. So I'm going to start with these two. And whenever you tape your cardboard together, don't tape it like this. That makes a really weak spot, okay? Overlap them. Overlap them. It's going to make it stronger. Okay, so I'm going to put a piece of tape right here. And I'm also going to put a piece of tape that goes across because I'm trying to reinforce that joint right there to make sure that it doesn't come apart. Okay, and I'll put one on this side too. All right, so once I have this long piece, I'm going to start bending it, and I'm just going to start by looking at this outer shape of the head. I'll do the horns separately, but this outer shape of the head is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to make this the chin, and I can see that it comes up and it has a little bit of kind of a curve right in there. It's going to come up about this far. And it's going to start to curve around. Okay. So I'm going to say this is about the top of the head. All right. I'm going to say my mask is going to be this big. Maybe a little bit smaller. Tiny bit smaller. Okay. So I've did the same thing where I've overlapped the cardboard. You don't ever want to leave that weak area by just trying to butt them up next to each other. Don't do that. It'll just come apart. Okay, here's my pieces of tape, and then I'm going to reinforce it. Put one across this way. Put one across this way. All right, so this is just the outside shape of my face on my mask here. I wish I would have put this on another piece of paper, but I didn't. So now I need to start looking at this profile view. And this is where it's probably going to be pretty difficult, okay? Because there's a lot of ins and outs. And I'm going to want a piece that's long enough that I can bend it to make all these shapes. So I'm going to start, I'm actually going to tuck this piece of cardboard right in between these two right here, just to give it a little bit of extra support. And I will put my tape on it this way. Always try to make it in a cross if you can. It's going to make it support it much better. Okay, now I'm going to start bending this over. So that's the chin. Okay, that's going to have the mouth. The mouth is going to go back in there. The nose is going to come up. And the nose is going to go back pretty far. And then I need to make this hump for the forehead. And I ran out of cardboard, so I'm going to add another piece. And I'm going to do actually the same thing I did for this other one. I'm going to slide this in between here. See if that's kind of the middle. Yeah. Slide this in between. Put my piece of tape on there. Always try to make it in a cross so you can make sure it's strong. And then this is the forehead. Okay, so this is going to curve around. And it's going to come in pretty deep where the eyes are. And that's where it's going to start coming out for the nose. So we're going to say probably something about like that. Okay. So now I'm going to tape these two together right here. And so I know this is where the forehead is going to be, right? So you can see my drawing. So that's my forehead. It comes in right here where the eyes are. And then the nose is going to come out. I want the nose to come out even further. I want the nose to come out like that. Okay. So the nose will come out like that. I'll put another tape right here. Okay, so we got the forehead, the nose coming out. The mouth is coming back in. So I've got this curve here, comes out. So this needs to be a little bit flat. Comes back in for the lip. And I think I need a little bit more room. I don't know if this is going to be, maybe that'll be big enough for the mouth. Let's try it and see. So once I kind of have that shape here, then I'm going to start adding the ribs. Okay, so like this is a spine and this is the spine because these are the really long pieces. Now I'm going to start adding the ribs. So that's whenever I'm going to start putting these pieces that come across. So I know I want this to be pulled in pretty tight right here where the eyes are, right? So that is right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and tape my piece of cardboard. Okay, I'm going to do a cross because I want it to make sure it stays on there. And I'm out of tape. Hold on just a second. All right, thank you. All right, so let me just make sure that you understand how I'm doing this, okay? All right, so my first piece went all the way around like this, right? It goes down all the way like that, and it goes around up on the other side, okay? So that's this piece right here. That's the first one I did, this giant loop. Okay, I did this loop. Now, okay, the second one I did was this one that comes through here, right? Comes through the center, so this one. Okay, now I'm going to start doing these, the ribs that come across back this way. Okay. So let's look at those. And that's what's going to hold this piece of cardboard to that shape. Okay, so I've got this first piece, which is going to be by the eyes. So I know it's going to curve around and come over here. And I'm going to say it's going to come to right here. So all these little strips like this and stuff, don't worry about that. You can take that off later when you're done. I mean, I would leave it for now in case you need to adjust. Okay, so that's kind of where the eyes are going to come through. Now let's see if I can do one for the nose. Let's see, I'll use this one. Okay, so I'm finding about the center. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this, tape this on the end of the nose. All right, so I'm going to try to do one right here across the end of the nose. Oh, I'm sorry. I had that in the way. Right here. Okay, so it's going to bend, but it's also going to bend here, right? Because it's not like an animal nose. It still has somewhat of a human face. Okay. Yeah, and these, if you that will really secure and make sure it doesn't come apart. Okay, so the nose is going to come back like this, then somewhere in here, yeah, and come across, yeah, okay. Okay, so after the nose, then it kind of comes down, the lip comes down. It doesn't come down quite that much, I don't think. Well, the nose is going to be a little bit bigger than what I originally anticipated. Okay. And I might need more room on the chin as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get another strip. I found a long one. And this strip, so I'm thinking about extending this piece. So that's the nose. Let's see, how can we make that lip? Okay, how about like this? I like that a little better. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then the front lip, I will put right here. Okay, and then it's coming back this way, around his face. Okay, all right. Hold on one second. Thank you. I was actually getting too hot in my red sweater. Okay, so this is going to come around for his face, for the lip. Okay, It may not meet up exactly in the same place on the other side of the mask, and that's okay. It doesn't have to. Doesn't have to. And now I'm gonna do this one here for the bottom of the mouth. Find another long strip. Here we go. Okay, so the bottom of his mouth I feel like is going to be here. Let me find about the center. Yeah. Okay, and let me see how this is. I'm probably going to remove that. This is his chin. I'm going to have to add more on his chin. Okay. Alright, so this is at the bottom of his mouth. It's going to come up more like this. And I'm out of tape. Let me put you on hold just a second. Alright, I loaded up my tape, and these are starting to get on my nerves, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them off so that I can lay my mask down flat so I can actually see my progress a little bit better. Okay. Remember, if you cross that tape over, it's going to have a much better chance of holding. Okay, so this is the bottom part of the mouth coming around. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to go ahead and, I feel like this is looking right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. Okay. Okay. All right, so now I'm thinking about doing ribs across here to start getting the shape of his face on this area. Okay, and I think I'm going to use maybe, yeah, and I think I'm going to have his chin sticking out a little bit more down here. Still trying to decide on that. Okay, so referring back to my drawing and looking at my profile, I'm going to, and the lines won't always, you know, it's not always going to go straight down like this, right? We're not making a basket, we're making a mask. So it could be that they're going all different directions. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of a crossover. Okay, I forgot to do the piece this way. All right, so I'm going to cross over. And so then this would be where his eye is. Pardon me. Okay, and his face is going to kind of come back out right here. So let me see about taping that. And if you can do the... It's going to always fold it better. Okay, and then this will bend over, and this will go right here to the side of the face. All right. So see how I did that? And it's starting to make the shape. Now I'm going to try to do the other side. Let's see how far I can get with this side. So I'll do one here. Okay, same thing. I'm going to kind of cross it over right there on his forehead. Okay, comes down right here. This is like where his eye is going to be. I'm going to push that back a little bit where his eye is. Bend this out where his cheek is. Okay, this is the side of his face. All right, now I'm going to see about putting maybe his chin a little bit bigger, and I'm going to work a little bit around this mouth here. So I'm trying to make his mouth go back inside, right? I'm trying to show kind of a hollow space. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this piece off, okay? And so when I do that, I just want to make sure that I add, just add, you know, a piece of tape just to make sure that it doesn't pull anything loose that you've already built. And I'm going to see about maybe, you know what, I think I'm going to do one right here. Start doing this one on the side of his nose, or the top of his nose. Okay, so I'm going to bend this. You see how I'm kind of shaping it, bending it around? I'm starting to run out of tape. Go through a lot of tape with these guys. Okay, fold this around this way. More tape. And just kind of lay the cardboard down, kind of fold it around. And I'm going to have to put you on hold and cut some more tape. Hold on. And we're back. Okay. Excuse me, I have my allergies today, so I just can't stop clearing my throat. Okay, so I kind of want to see what his chin is going to look like. I want to get a little bit more of that curve on his chin. And I also want to go ahead and put a piece back in there for his mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and add a strip here. Actually, I'll go ahead and push it up to there. Okay, and so this is where his lip is, right? So I'm going to try to push this back inside to make that hollow part of his mouth. And then it'll come back around to his lip here. I'm going to tape it to this. And I want that chin to poke out a little bit more, right? I want his chin to be a little bit bigger than what I had it. So I'm going to try something like that. I like that. Okay. And I'll just fold this in here. Okay. And I'll just put the tape here to hold it. Okay. All right, so hopefully you're starting to get the idea about how you're just adding these strips over and over, building up your design. I'm going to put this, I don't like that little skinny part right there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to fold this around and make his chin come up here. Yeah, I think that's much better. So there's not really like a way to do it right or wrong. It's just trying to build up that structure, the armature, so that when you lay your paper on top for the paper mache, it can have something to lay across to give it that right shape that you're looking for. All right, I'm so excited about the mouth. I'm going to put this piece in there for the mouth. Okay. put this back here. And I'm going to push it out. Oh, maybe something like that. Yeah. Let's see if I can get it to do that on the other side. Yeah, okay, okay. I don't know how it's possible that I can already be out of tape, but I am. Hold on. Okay, I got my tape lined up. So the main thing I want you to know is that the cardboard is flexible. You know, you can shape it and curve it. It doesn't have to be this rigid straight thing. So please, you know, feel free to bend it, curve it like this, right? So you can kind of get the shapes that you're going for. And keep referring back to your drawing so you can see the design that you're trying to achieve. So this is where the lip is, and then it's going to come back around inside here. Push back inside the mouth and come over here for the lip. So see how that I really, you know, that's a serpentine, really curvy piece that I just put in there. So it does not have to be straight and rigid whatsoever. You can make it as curvy as you need to. Let's try to put another piece on this side to kind of match it. Sometimes I tear the tape too long, sometimes it's too short, just can't ever quite get it right here. Okay, move this out a little bit for his lip, and then I want it to go back down inside. So I'm going to curve it and push it back down inside of his mouth here. Oops. Alright, so I need to... That's why we do this other little wrap on there, so that it doesn't, when you put pressure on it, it won't pop up. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. And can I curve this around too? Okay. Yeah. So, you know, and there's no rules. So if you need to cut a piece, I want to cut this too because I want it to be a little bit flatter right there. So, yeah, that's what I want. So I'm going to tape this more inside right here. Oh, see, that's why you always got to put that additional piece across there. Yeah, put this right in here too. Can't quite get my hand in there. I'm going to have to do it from the back. I'm just going to take that piece off, as a matter of fact. And this, so you can bend it across, you know, it doesn't have to always follow that, the way that the cardboard wants to go. You can force it to bend at another angle. start to get that going in there. All right, so hopefully you are starting to get the idea of how to do this. All right, so you see how this is sticking out more than I want it to? So to fix that, you just cut it, scoot it in a little bit, and put a piece of tape. So no big deal. And then of course putting it this way is going to keep it. Alrighty, looks like my class is here. Thank you, good luck.